Some people's 401k is winning the lottery or hoping a long-lost relative leaves them money. So if they do, what happens with that money and how can we make sure that we don't go financially broke? And do we need a financial advisor? Well, here to help us is J.D. Dorfman, financial advisor, and to also let us know how to make sure we don't go broke when we inherit unexpected money. So
Okay.
how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking.
Did you like the intro?
I did. Very long and very precise, though, at the same time. I really do appreciate that. I'm going to give you some statistics, as I always like to do. Lottery winners, 70% of lottery winners go broke eventually. 33% file bankruptcy.
Wow.
Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, because you're winning millions, you're winning hundreds of millions of dollars.
Normally, yeah.
So why is that? What do people do wrong when it comes to winning and getting lots of money?
I always love to say this is more kind of a tagline. Money doesn't come with instructions. Okay, we think just because we inherit funds, we know what to do with them. Well, you've never had them before. Why would you know now? You know, so the idea is to go get a professional. As they say, stuntmen always say, don't try this at home. You know, it's just like that. You're not a stuntman. Don't try this at home. Don't try to do it by yourself. And when people inherit money, they're going to get a lot of people coming at them. You know, all of a sudden you're very popular and people want to get a piece of you. And they say, well, do this and do that. You should invest over here. You should invest. Whatever the case is, you definitely want to go to a professional like myself or someone like myself and sit down and say, okay, what's your targets? What's your goals? What do you want to do? You know, in the next few decades, we're going to have the greatest wealth transfer of all time.
Wow.
$36 trillion to $124 trillion will be transferred to younger heirs. Okay?
Wow.
Right. So with that being said, they don't really know what to do. No disrespect to the younger people out there. And they're not supposed to know.
Yeah.
That's not their job. That's my job. And someone like me's job to know. And we're here to help.
Right. And I think sometimes, as you said, we're transferring it to our younger generation. We're not teaching them. We're kind of like they're living in the now, and not realizing let's save for later on. And that's why I think it's kind of like having a financial advisor to set that up for them. Because can you do that? So like if, you know, I do come into some money, I want to leave some to my kids. Is there a way to do that?
Absolutely. There's wealth transfer, actually very simply, doing living trusts, wills. There's all kinds of different directives involved to be able to do that. I do want to ask you a question, so because you touched on something I really want to address. When, if you can remember, was the time that you learned how to write a check?
Oh, gosh.
Right, okay, exactly.
Yeah.
So, oh gosh. So with that being said, we don't really teach that in schools. In certain countries, they teach that in 5th, 6th, 7th grade, how to write a check, how to deposit a check, how to create a savings account, a checking account, so they're equipped as they get older. We don't really do that. We should, but we don't really do that, so the time comes when we're supposed to do that, we're a little lost. So try taking that and expanding that into millions or trillions of dollars that you win.
All right, so let me ask. I've won the lotto. I've got $200 million sitting there.
We're going to be very good friends, yes.
Right, and well, I'm going to say, why do I need you? Why do people think okay, I got the money. I don't need a money advisor. What's he going to do? Invest my money. I already got it.
All kinds of tax issues are going to arise. There's a big one right there.
Yeah.
We want to talk about you're not going to be here forever. What are we going to do with transferring the wealth to whom?
Yeah.
Okay. You obviously don't want to leave so much of an issue with your estate, so where there's some massive fee for that and someone has to deal with that, your trustee or so forth. So there's all these kinds of directives that are involved. You know, what's the saying? More money, more problems.
Right.
This is exactly that. Yeah. So it can be a monster.
Yeah. And again, coming into just a relatively big money that you didn't know about, and now you're sitting there, and there's things that people need to learn as we get that inheritance about taxes, about things, and that's where you come in.
Absolutely, because there are ways. I mean, there's definitely tools in place that can help you with that. And people, again, aren't supposed to know this. They're supposed to sit down with a professional, such as myself, or even if it's not anybody that knows this area of expertise. You're going to need this because, honestly, if you don't and you take this monster on by yourself, you could really find a lot of problems. You don't want to be part of the 70% that goes broke. You don't want to be part of the 33% that goes and files bankruptcy. I'm sure you don't. How do we avoid that? You've got to get the right people in place.
And that's where we get you. All right, where can we find you?
The easiest way is retirewithjd.com. Retirewithjd.com, and that's the website, and you can contact me through that. It has all my information. I've been doing this 19 years, so I know a little bit. So yeah, we'll set up a conversation, we'll set up a time to meet, and we'll talk about it.
There you go. I like it. Thank you, JD. Also, there's information on our website, the CW7AZ.com. So there you go. So yeah, if I win,